Nocturnal Animals is the second movie directed by Tom Ford, starring Amy Adams, Jake Gyllenhaal, Michael Shannon, Isla Fisher, and Armie Hammer. Nocturnal Animals is a film about this book that Amy Adams gets sent to her from Jake Gyllenhaal, and she's reading it, and she's not sure if what Jake is writing is real or not. Nocturnal Animals was one of the best movies I have ever seen. For me, the top two best movies ever made are number one, Alain René's Hiroshima Mon Amour, and number two being either Paris, Texas, or by Wim Wenders, or L'année dernière à Marienbad by Alain René. And the third best movie ever made, at least in the top five, I'm not exactly sure yet if it's the third, I'll have to see it again, but for now, for me, really, the third best movie ever made is Nocturnal Animals. I was just blown away. Like, I was crying, I was scared, I was loving it, I was just dying inside. This movie was perfection. Tom Ford, you are a genius, you are the new Kubrick, you are an absolute genius. A proper review, or even an analysis of Nocturnal Animals is going to take, hours and hours of video to film, because there's just so much to say. You can write books on Nocturnal Animals. Nocturnal Animals, okay, first of all, let's start from the most normal to the extraordinary. The acting was fantastic. Amy, congrats to you. You have just released two movies that were amazing, Arrival and Nocturnal Animals. Congratulations. Amy was fantastic. Jake Gyllenhaal, as always, incredible. Michael Shannon was incredible in this movie. One of the best characters in the film, if not the best. Just perfect. Ooh, I forgot to say that the film stars Aaron Taylor Johnson. He was also very good. Yeah, everybody else was great. So the acting was incredible. The cinematography, beautiful. It was so colorful, very meticulously placed colors everywhere, just incredible. Everything was so subtle, so deep, so visceral at some points. I don't want to spoil anything about this movie, the story was so complex, so rich, so twisted. It was actually twisted, the actual film, but also the story itself was really twisted in terms of structure. It went back and forth, and it went in a different place and in this place, and it was like, we're with Amy, we're with Jake. You were completely interested in this movie, like absolutely invested in this movie. You couldn't lay your eyes off this movie. This movie was shocking. It was brutal, it was beautiful, it was brilliant, it was scary, it was wonderful, everything. Like I said about Brimstone, the story was fantastic, but this movie was just really not cinema. This movie was cinema. There are many examples of just, this is what cinema is. Doing this is what cinema is. Le cinéma. It was just a great example of cinema, really one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It was, the subtleties of the movie were incredible. They were scary, they were intense, just fantastic. This movie was inspired by Pedro Almodovar, especially The Skin I Live In, and some others, by Park Chan-wook's Old Boy, by just lots of great filmmakers. It was fantastic. By Hitchcock in a way. The script was perfection, just written by Tom Ford as well. Just very complex, very woven, like the elements were all woven together beautifully, very complexly structured, but very clear. It wasn't confusing at all. The brilliance of this movie is really the way it was made, because this movie really defines, well, of course, not the only definition of cinema, but one of the definitions of cinema, really. You can show this movie to film students and say, look, this is cinema, study this. So yeah, it was made fantastically, very complex, nothing is simple in the movie. And the second, just geniusness of this movie is that the entire time you don't know whether the story, the book that Amy reads is real or not. That element to the film is very, very powerful and amazingly done. And the ending is so intriguing. Like, it's just I don't know. It's just a perfect movie. You have to watch it right now. Go if you can, just watch it, or as soon as it comes out somewhere, go watch it. The ending was so mysterious. You're still not sure the meaning of the film is, and basically, I won't say anything, but you know, you're still thinking all the time, like, what does this mean? Like, what's going on? The staging, the camera movements, the colors, the blocking, the editing, the cinematography, the writing, the filmmaking, the acting. Tom Ford, you're really an amazing filmmaker. Thank you so much for this movie. Of course, 10 out of 10. Best movie of the 73rd Venice Film Festival I've seen. I'm just very happy right now. Thank you very much, and see you soon.